And good morning. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is Realtor Reacts. You knew that because you read the title. As a matter of fact, you probably know more about this video than I do at this point, producing it, because of the title card. I want to take a quick moment before we jump in to address two quick things. One, thank you. The subscription count has surpassed the 200 mark, which is, I'm going to call it a milestone, right? My eldest son, Alex, likes to come running in the room to inform me anytime we have a new subscriber. Of course, my position is now and has always been, if you find value in the content that we make here, you will subscribe. I'm not going to beat you over the head with subscribe buttons and push the subscribe button. I'm not gonna do that. So the other thing is, I was looking back through the catalog of Realtor Reacts, and I noticed something that is downright criminal. We have not had Rusty Nielsen on for too long. Last time he was on, it was episode 11. Pretty sure this is episode 15, which, in all honesty, is actually the rotation. But prior to that, I was thinking, oh God, have I not had Rusty on since we did the singles video? No, Rusty was on in episode 11, but we miss him, and we're happy to have him back on Realtor React today for what I'm hoping is going to be a lighthearted video, right? Something we can kind of plug into our weekend and enjoy. Something fun to do in the Villages retirement community. Now, as much as I loathe having to repeat myself, I'm going to do so, at least for the time being, right? Realtors Reacts is a reaction show. I don't know what the content is. I don't know what's going to be said. I don't know where the conversation is going to go. I don't know what the point's going to be, right? I'll discover all that when it's over. You probably know more about it than I do at this stage because you have the title card, which I generated the title after the video ended. So whatever happens, let's just try and have some fun. Hopefully we can derive some information, gain some insight, mostly some enjoyment. Okay, let's jump right in.
I am here today at Colony Cottage, and this is one of those things, it's a quick tip thing to do, but if you really think about it, it's a lot of fun things to do that are in the Villages now. We are at the rec center at Colony Cottage, which is a large rec center, and hats off to Colony Cottage and the rec center for helping put this all together. And what is this? This is the Model Train Club, and we're going to get a chance to talk with Joel, who is a...
Okay, great example. I had no idea this was about model trains. I'm panicking right now because I don't know what I'm going to say in this video about model trains. Hopefully there's something for me to latch onto here. Let's see what happens. Back to Rusty.
I guess now president or whatever you may call, and a couple of the other people that work on this, and you're going to find out this is a pretty big, I don't even know what you'd call it, show for sure. There's a lot of things going on. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Last year, I came up here, and you might be able to start to see where I am exactly, but this is one of the larger rooms for the Model Railroad Show. Now, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, this is something you definitely probably want to come see, especially if you got the grandkids or kids that want to see this kind of stuff. So I'm going to introduce you to the guy that is ahead of the... Well, I'll tell you what, you introduce yourself.
Good. Hello, I'm Joel Best. I'm the president of the Villages Model Railroad Club. Officially, we're the Villages Railroad Historical Society. We have 192 members, and we have 6 scales, all the scales of the model trains. We have the entire Colony Cottage Rec Center from now through Sunday afternoon. This is our largest show, and all of our members are really enthusiastic about setting up operating and having the public come out and see our trains.
Let me ask you a little bit. Tell me about yourself and how long you've been doing this and how you got started in it.
Well, I, like a lot of people, when I was a youngster, we had a American Flyer train around the Christmas tree, and that's what really started it. I took a little hiatus while going to college and getting married, but then I really got serious in 1984 when I moved.
This is fantastic. This is actually really fantastic. Um, I got into model trains because there was one around my Christmas tree, and then I grew up and life happened, and I had to be responsible for a little while. And then as I got older, I got back to things that I loved and were passionate about. Um, it's a wonderful thing about the villages, right? Almost everybody that I encounter is kind of in that phase, right, where they can look back and say, I did my time. I was responsible. I went to work. I took care of my family. And now I'm here to play, right? Let's have a good time. This is, as I'm watching this, I'm thinking back to an earlier episode where we had Robin Carviello. I'm going to mispronounce her name. I apologize. But she was the one episode where I had another realtor on the show. And it was, things not to be too concerned about when selecting a home in the villages. And one of them was, how close it is to a rec center. I think the point that I had made in that episode was spend some time in the rec centers, right? Colony Cottage is a regional center. It's the bigger one. Okay. It's gonna service 2 or 3 villages. It's probably Colony College, if I remember correctly, is right above 466A, Sector 4. Yeah, I'm fairly confident that's correct. But you're gonna encounter things that you may not have known you had an interest in. I don't know how I feel about model trains. Um, you know, I think it's probably something that if I got into it, I would invest too much time and too much money and too much energy in. I strongly suspect that would be the case. I'm fairly sure it would be a point of contention between me and my wife. But I do like miniatures, right? I like tabletop RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, that type of stuff. But I like it more for the story generation and character development aspects. But there's miniatures involved, so I dig miniatures. But this is exactly the point that I was making in that episode, right? You never know what you're going to encounter when you go into a recreational facility, and that sense of discovery and wonderment is we can't put that on the advertisement, right? It doesn't go in the marketing. It's something you have to experience by being here. And maybe you have to be here for a little while before you get that experience and really truly come to grasp with it. All right, let's jump back in here.
To Miami. And so I've been in multiple railroad clubs since 1984.
So when you came here, when did you get into this club?
I joined this club when I moved to the Villages in 2009.
So 2009. So we're going to go take a quick tour around. Now, just so you understand, this is setup day, right? So we're
Yes.
here on Wednesday. And these folks come in here, and let me tell you, I stopped here this morning, and it was like unloading for a rock concert. I mean, these guys had stuff coming out all over the place. So we're going to take a quick tour. Remember, everybody's kind of like in their work clothes, and they're getting this together. We're going to go take a little kind of sneak peek at some of the rooms and what they're putting together. And Joel's going to help us out, explain what each room
Yes.
is and that type of thing. So, for instance, this right here, we're just so everybody can see the room. I'm going to show you. You can stay right there.
Okay.
We're going to kind of just show the large room. We're kind of in the theater.
This is a theater room of Colony Cottage, and they normally have shows on the stage, and they have different entertainment just like at the Savannah Center.
Yeah. So this is what we're looking at right here. Real quick, we'll run through these. But we want you to come up here and look at it. Oh, let me say one thing. You guys take donations.
We do.
Right? And those donations help what?
Well, we're a nonprofit organization. There is no charge to come as long as you want this weekend. It's all free.
Oh,
we do it.
see, that's
free.
That's
free.
nice. Yeah, free. We like that word.
And so,
Our other
this is our
four-letter word that begins with F.
Yeah. But what we do with the donations, you can see we buy the wood, we buy the buildings, the kits, the paint, the foam to build all of our modules. And since we're in the villages with no clubhouse, we have to store these when we don't have a show. So part of the donation goes to paying for our rental fees.
Yeah, so this make sure you kind of dig into your pockets a little bit and help out here. We're going to get a quick tour. Now, some of these, this is N gauge.
This is N gauge.
So this is a smaller gauge, and some of these are actually replicas of some areas.
This one over here to our left, that's Wildwood, where they did, a year's worth of research and talking to people. And on the front, you'll see pictures that they got of the actual Wildwood in the 1950s. This is Mark Kelly. He's the scale chairman.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
For N gauge. And you can see the detail and accuracy that they've gone to here. A lot of man hours.
This is, so it's not only just the railroads, but you also have some history here too.
History, and we get many visitors from Wildwood coming up and say, yeah, I remember that, and I know that store. And then if we don't have something right, like we had a lot of problems actually determining what all the stores were on Main Street.
Yeah, I can see that's.
And so they would come up and say, well, that was really not that; it was something else. And
so this is the rail yard from back then, and now we move over to this size, and I recognize this. This is HO.
Rusty's like, all right, we got to keep it moving. Oh my goodness, that's an undertaking. Wow, it's beautiful, right? It's incredibly impressive, and you can see and tell the passion and the love that the, I guess, modelers. I don't know how you would refer to folks who put these scapes together, but man, that's cool. That's really cool. You never know. You just never know what you're going to find in the villages. I mean, it really is, and I've said it before, right? It really is a place you can come and reinvent yourself. Did you know that you might have a hidden passion for model trains and miniaturized scapes, right? I'm starting to dig the idea. Let's hop back in here.
This is twice as big as the N gauge. And this is one of our larger displays because they've got it in our theater room. And, we've got to set up all of the little the module.
I think he found the oil leak. This is cool. This is okay. So what is he? Is he checking the fastens underneath the table to make sure that the tables are secure? Right? I would imagine. Oh boy. Oh. I don't know if I could get up from that position. Somebody would have to help me. I'm a big boy. All right, let's hop back in here.
And he's going around underneath, connecting the electrical, clamping the modules together and lining it. The man in this baseball cap, that's Tim Fahey.
Hey, Tim.
He's our scale chairman for HO.
Let's raise this one.
Yeah, as you can see, this is a lot of work that goes on here. They're even working on stuff in the center there, and a lot of these look like a lot of this stuff is created by hand by you guys rather than just going and purchasing at a store. Right?
A lot of this is handmade. You'll see it. We'll have parts that are named after the people. The man here running the electricity, that's Wally Filkin. He's our other HO Scare chairman.
Hey, Wally, say hello.
Hello.
I feel like we're interrupting a crew getting ready to well, as you can see, there's a lot of work going on here, right?
We were started here probably 8 o'clock in the morning in all the rooms.
All right. And speaking of all the rooms, and this is right here, this is what in
this
here?
This is one of our members down here, John Timko. This is the neighborhood in New York that he and his wife grew up in.
Now that's pretty cool.
He will stand here and explain. This is where we went to restaurant. This is a school we went to, and here's we did things.
Great.
So
So a lot of these people that did this will be here to talk to the folks. Now, if people want to join the club, obviously they can talk to you while this is going on, but if they can't, what is the exact name of the club? So that
it's a Village Model Railroad Club, and we meet the second and fourth Thursdays of every month right here in Colony Cottage.
Okay, so let's go take a look at a couple more rooms. But one thing I always say about the Villages, it's there's something for everybody. So even if you've ever dreamed of this when you were a kid, now's the time to try it, right? Yep. So let's go look at some other rooms.
Okay. So this is our old gauge layout. It's got the 3 rails, which is, you can see, different from the HO. But again, they're setting up all the display cases there. Again, this room, all of these rooms were absolute empty at 8 o'clock this morning.
So this one, when I came by, I had to go to the dentist today. I spent 2 hours over there. But
lots of fun.
No, but I could see these guys bringing in all this stuff. And like I said, it really looked like a bunch of roadies at a rock concert. And this is pretty amazing. I mean, there's people working everywhere. And this is actually going to be up and running.
9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay.
If we have to stay here all night, it'll be running at 9 o'clock.
So this is okay. Let's go take a look at another room.
Hey, smile.
You can even come get your picture taken. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, we have the locomotive here. A lot of kids come up and they can get their picture taken. Again, all of our storage
and
shelves have been
adults
gone.
Too, us giant kids.
Yep. Again, this is also...
I don't know how I would feel about taking my kids to this. I mean, you would think this would be something that you'd want to bring the kids to, but I know my children, they're going to touch things. And if they break something, I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm wondering what all these buttons are. I'm hoping he's going to explain these buttons. I wonder if this isn't some type of interactive, because I see Thomas the Train in the background there. And I'm wondering if these aren't some type of interactive element to this particular model. So I guess I could just hit play on the video and we'd find out, right? Well, hopefully we'll find out. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm envisioning myself walking through these various rooms because I did that 2 or 3 times in my early years here in the Villages, right? With the art club and with the woodworking club, and these little expo type things that tend to go on. And I would love to have like a hot dog. And just kind of walk through this space and make a considerable donation for the hot dog, right? Excuse me, type of situation there. So, all right, let's hop back in here. This is interesting. Like I said, I do enjoy miniatures, and I can certainly appreciate the amount of labor and love that goes into this type of thing. And then I also want to point out something here. Look at the community, okay? Because this is what you're buying in the Villages. I can't say it enough, right? Look at the community, look at the collaboration that's happening in an endeavor of mutual passion. All right, moving on. Here we go.
Low gauge.
This is
and
pretty
they actually
fascinating.
have some trains running. This is the one has more active push buttons. And so all of these push buttons here do animation.
So what you're saying is when you push on one of these buttons, it actually, there you go. That's pretty cool. So you actually push on those buttons and it runs something up there.
Right in that hole.
Yeah.
You go right ahead.
They
okay.
try
Here we
that
go.
one.
Here we go.
So
That's pretty good.
you can see the kids really enjoy this one.
Yeah. The kids?
And of all ages,
these kids?
big kids and little
These
kids.
Yeah. And there's more pushing. Of course, there's Thomas the tank engine.
That's a big attraction to the kids. Storage.
We're going to go take a look at another room here. This is pretty fascinating.
This is American Flyer, which is really a very popular. Most of the home layout, back when we had Christmas trees, this was a scale that was most commonly used by most of the people.
Okay, so
widely,
and we just got done. Everybody say hi again.
Right.
Because we went through this once already, but the camera turned off on me, so we didn't get it. And I was saying that I came over to look at this, so we got to see a lot of the gadgets And what scale is this actually?
That's American Flyer.
American Flyer.
That's what you could get when you
Okay.
Young.
went along with your
Right.
train.
And I was saying I have one of these.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, what's your name again? Fred. I have one of those, and I was saying how I have a bunch of other Lionel trains.
Yeah, we actually modified this to handle the newer American.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't think that was the same thing, but that's
American Flyer, the electronic ones.
Yeah.
Can't short them.
right.
That young lady over there, that's Lynn. She's the one that's actually going to be building the Z and PT, but right now she's giving a hand to Fred because he's got a lot of setup to do and he needs volunteers.
You
So
need
she's
6
going to be
hands.
doing both. As soon as she gets done here, she goes and does the other one.
Welcome to standard gauge, 1900 to 1941.
Well, yeah,
100 years old. Right?
we got cheering people for their gauge. You can tell. So a lot of fun people, a lot of fun times. And this is actually just the view of the different
display
trains,
of American Flyer,
right?
Different trains.
And then we have somebody
a quilt made by the wife of one of our train members, long-term train
I heard
members.
a younger lady that's there. You go. There's a man scoring some brownie points.
Yeah.
That's a smart man. It's a very smart man. Took me too long. I'm ashamed to say it took me too long to figure out how to score brownie points with the wife. Yeah, see, and this is what I'm talking about, right? We do Realtor Reacts. You know, it's not. Is there information to be had? Yes, right. It's about having a good time. It's about exploring the community in different facets, right? And maybe we touch down on something that's a little bit more serious every once in a while. But this is. I had no idea. It was model trains. It's. What does this have to do with buying homes in the villages? I don't know. It's nothing. Really nothing other than this is exactly what you're buying in the villages, and that is lifestyle and the opportunity to reinvent yourself and to explore things that you haven't considered even going near or forgot that you had a passion for since your childhood. I remember having a model train set. Now, it was nothing as elaborate or advanced as this. Quite frankly, they're using terms that I kind of sort of think I'm grasping. I think gauge and scale have to do with the size and maybe the capacity of the unit. But, I remember having one around the Christmas tree and playing with it. I remember arguing and wrestling with my cousins over whose turn it was, right? This is part of, I think, a lot of our childhoods. This is really cool. I'm happy that this turned out to be what it is. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the video here. We've got about 2 minutes left. This might actually be a shorter one, shorter episode. Let's see.
So anyway, that was a lot of fun. So bye-bye. See you guys later. Well, or see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
So once again, I'm going to recap this really quick. So we're going to walk out here, take a recap on this. This goes from Thursday.
We open Thursday at
December. What day is it? December 8th.
At 9 o'clock we open.
At 9 o'clock. And it goes till what time?
4 o'clock, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days, 9 to 4.
And not Sunday.
Sunday we open late at 10 o'clock for allowing people if they want to go to church or other things. So we open at 10, but we shut down at 3 because Sunday night this building has to be empty again.
So somehow you guys are telling me you're actually going to clean all this up by Sunday
7
night.
o'clock. Normally we'll be out of here. Most of it will be out of here by 5 p.m. Sunday. The whole building will be empty again.
Well, that's great. Thanks a lot, Joel. And once again, look for the raffle tickets. It's free, so bring a little extra cash to
bring your family and friends, neighbors,
kids, whatever you got. And don't forget some donations because that's the way these things run around here. And once again, I think we'll have a good time at it. I was at it last year, and it was a blast watching it run. A lot of people having a good time. But as you can see, this is really a cool thing to do. And the fun thing is that these are things that happen all over the villages. And if you want to partake in them, you can give it a try. You can not try it. You can meet a lot of people that are doing it. So it's just a lot of fun. And as you can see in the background right here, a lot of people going to work putting these trains up. So you may want to come down. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and part of Sunday. Go ahead and check the hours. And as always, thanks a lot for joining me. And I will either see you back here on YouTube or I'll see you down in the villages. Thanks a lot and have a wonderful holiday. GoPro, stop recording.
I always enjoy Rusty. Rusty's fantastic. And he actually reminded me of something here because I keep meaning to try and learn how to do this where we're embedding videos within the video as kind of a clickable item. I suspect that probably would have to be done on YouTube itself. Um, Something I'll have to look into at a later time, but I should make a note of it. So, model trains, right? I'm sitting here and I'm just envisioning taking my kids to this, right? Because clearly they have a space intended for children, with a lot of big buttons for them to push and interactive things to do there. But then I'm concerned that if I introduce them to this as a hobby, they're going to want to participate, and I don't have space in my house for that. Oh, it's horrible. I know. I'm sorry, but I have to be practical about this sometimes. Um, the villages, it's literally a wonderland. Okay, whatever your heart's desire. Loofah coat aside, but yeah, I mean, this is. There's not much more to say on this topic, right? You can really reinvent yourself. You can explore things you didn't even know you had an interest in, and you're going to fill up your schedule, right? Sometimes I get folks. I'll say this. Sometimes I get folks who are moving here as a single person. They don't have any family or friends in the immediate area, right? And they have this. I'll say it. They're scared, right? They're scared about, um, will they fit in? Will they make friends? Type of situation. And the truth is that normally you get a pretty solid welcome wagon. And my advice has always been the same for the last decade plus, right? Just go do what you love, right? Go out, explore, find activities and things that you want to invest yourself in and invest your time in. And then other people who also enjoy those things will latch on, right? You will become part of a friend group. I'm thinking about Lisa. I won't say her last name because I said her first name. So I'm thinking about Lisa, right? When Lisa first bought her house, what was that, 6 years ago? About 6 years ago. Um, I didn't. She never made any mention of tennis, right? And now I know she's part of a tennis club, and they play tournaments, right? And they play here locally. I was at her Christmas party last year. I was fortunate enough to get an invitation, and I very much appreciated it. And we had a great time. And but a lot of the folks were there from the tennis club, right? Her tennis club, her segment of the tennis club, and then neighbors from the neighborhood, who I know mostly on a first name basis now, in that immediate space. So it was a great experience. But Lisa, I guess, discovered tennis, right, and got passionate about it, right, and it's her way of staying in shape and enjoying time with her friends. So it's great. It's absolutely wonderful. All right, I'm not gonna ramble on too much longer here, guys. Oh, excuse me, it keeps sneaking up on me. Thanks again for joining us. Come back and visit with us next week. Same time, same place. I don't think we're going anywhere. Uh, Take care of yourselves. Take care of others where you can. Go out and enjoy some lifestyle. Have a great one.